What's going on, guys? Steve Blake here, and today we have another business video for you. One of the things I get asked all the time on Twitter, on Instagram, through my email especially, is what are some books that you suggest, or what are some books that you've found have been very helpful in continuing your learning after school? And I want to reiterate that even though this video is about business books and some of my personal favorites, that does not mean that you cannot use this strategy, this way of thinking, which in this case is, continuing your knowledge in and outside of the classroom on other subjects, right? So there's books written on everything and anything you can think of, and just by being motivated and trying to replace some of your toxic time, which we'll talk about earlier, with productive time, in this case in the form of books. Unlike other popular videos on YouTube where I'll show you a Lamborghini and just a shelving assortment of books and say, if you buy my book, you'll be successful too. That's kind of backwards thinking, right? Because you have an extraordinary bias, right? I'm trying to sell you on something that's in fact making me more successful and not you. So again, I'll recommend some books. I don't care if you buy them or not, but the main thing I want to recommend is replacing toxic time that I'm sure you have. You may not even realize that you have this toxic time with time that's fulfilling and bettering yourself. So what is toxic time, and where are these areas where you're potentially, without even realizing it, spending time in toxic places that you could be using to better yourself? One of the biggest things that come up with people as they're trying to make room for more things in their life, whether it's learning or another job or a business pursuit, is the sense that they don't have enough time to do it, which is a general sense that a lot of people have. I have this feeling all the time as well. There's a lot of areas where you're probably spending time doing something that's not necessary or essential to being a better person. One of these places that I'm sure a lot of people spend time is video games. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing video games. I play them myself, but I think if you look at an hourly week of an average teenager, or even someone my own age in their early 20s, spending on video games is crazy. Upwards of 12 or 24 hours a week, a whole day dedicated to playing video games. And this is a place where you could replace it with time, say, exercise and go to the gym, and still have a healthier balance. Another place that's huge is people's commutes. So living in Boston, I have an hour commute into the city and an hour commute back. Depending if I take the train or driving, it's a little bit longer or shorter. But the things that I've done during this time, and I've noticed during this time, is a lot of people will either sit on their phones doing nothing or playing a little game, or they'll just basically space out and get ready in the morning. I'm going to share with you some of my favorite books and also some of my thought process behind picking them. There's only a couple that I have hard copies of. Like I said, I did do a couple audio ones, but these are some great places to get started, especially if you're interested in business. First up, we have the $100 Startup. Now, this is a great book. It's a New York Times bestseller. I recently was suggested it, and it's great because it helps you think about starting a business that can earn you real income. He uses examples of people making upwards of $50,000 a year, which is nice, with little to no investment. So bare bones bootstrapping. It's a great way if you haven't had much experience with building a business from start. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs that you'll go to and hear talks of have this model of business where they come up with an idea, they go to venture capitalists, get millions of dollars of funding, and then hope they can sell it. That's not really realistic. The majority of businesses that do that fail, and you only hear about the ones that are successful because they're the ones that are successful. So more realistic, anyone can do it, and he focuses again on not needing any special skills to start a business. So huge help if you're getting started. The second book I don't have a hard copy of, I have a PDF copy of, but it is called Positioning: The Battle for Your Mind. It's an excellent book. It uses some older examples, but I've been told that there's an updated version, so it goes back not to the Mad Men era of advertising, but really talks about the psychology behind what makes things stick, what makes things catch on, and is a really good book about how you can position your product, your business name, anything like that, to get more attention or more sales. And there's just a lot of things where you'll read it and be like, well, you'll walk away from the book really feeling like you've learned something and have a unique way of now looking at your business, yourself, or anything, right? It even talks about how to position and market yourself, so some really good skills there. The third book, again, another one that I listened to on tape while I've been running. I just finished it get is the Little Red Book to Investing. It's written by, I believe, one of the owners or presidents of Vanguard Fund. It's a fund or a big retirement company. They, really pride themselves on low fees and making the most of your retirement money if you're young. So if you're like me and you have parents that have, little to no retirement experience and like less to nothing saved for it, it's a great book to give you a fresh perspective on what you can do right now to put away for the future. And I've taken some of the advice from the book, and granted the market was already up this year, but my retirement made 9% return, which is crazy. So really good, much better than putting money in the bank. And there's lots of tax laws and stuff that it goes over, and the benefits of doing that. So really cool. So guys, those are 3 of my favorite books. There's tons of other ones out there. I recommend starting with a couple, getting a sense of what you're interested in, and Google is your best friend for this, or even Amazon. There's tons of great books. There's tons of great lists for, again, any topic that you can think of. And like I said in the beginning of this video, if you feel like you don't have time for books or reading, try to look and reevaluate some of the time that might be that toxic time that you can replace with doing something more productive for yourself. So again, there's links down in the description to the books that I talked about specifically. I'll also link down like 5 or 6 more that I really enjoyed at Babson. I didn't want to make this video crazy long, so try to keep it to a short amount of time. And if you guys have any recommendations for books, please share them down in the comments. I think making this video kind of a living document where people can share books or experiences that they've had that are very helpful will be great for people that come and find this video later down the road. So if you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up button for me. DBLake signing out. Catch you guys soon. Peace, guys.